Okay then, kia ora and welcome to the opening of the Kawerau Medical Centre. I'm Lance McNicholas, for those who don't know me. I'm one of the owners, myself and my fiancée, Emily Hermanson. We're meant to be married by now, but this building's taken everything, all our time. So we're still just fiancé and fiancée or whatever it is. Anyway, I'll just crank it along a bit. Where are we? Right. Okay, so basically we started talking about this in September last year, and I think we met Michelle Murray's team at the EVPHA about October, and she basically gave us the idea of coming to Kawerau to start a medical centre. Originally, Emily's from Protiki, she wanted to go there. Then we started favouring Whakatane, and then anyway we ended up here, and it was quite interesting how we ended up here because we were sort of sneaking around here having a look, and then we were having a beer in the charter club, as we do, because we live in a Hopi, and we ran into Chris Marjorie Banks over a game of pool, and I told him we'd been sneaking around his town, and so he made us come and see him. So anyway, so we come to see Chris, and we thought, oh well, we're not really that keen on Kawerau, but we'll go and see what he's got to say. Anyway, so what ended up happening was basically Chris put us on to the Girl Guides building, this building here. It was vacant, it was up for sale. Chris's team were using it. So anyway, so we decided, okay, well, let's get on with it. We engaged an architect who I'll talk about shortly, and then we purchased it and whatever. Got the resource council got the consent for us. So by Christmas time, we had it all lined up and started in January. About January the 14th, I think the build has started, and now today's May the 30th, and it's all finished. So basically, to start with, I just want to thank all the workers, because between January and May, there was a lot of people that worked here. So firstly, we start from the beginning, I guess, with Richard McNabb, his mode architecture. We started with him, and then basically, in no sort of order, I guess the builders were Matt, Wes and Carl, some young new builders who starting out in business, so they ended up being a real asset to us on the project. And other people like Coast Concrete, a good friend of mine, Dennis Malish and his boys, and they did all this concrete you can see. And then we had Kawerau Plumbing, did all the plumbing work, especially Steph, one of the boys, took over the project. Mark Swasp Painters, he's a good mate of mine as well. Lee Carter, Eastern Bay Earth Movers. Brady Drainage, Kevin Mathis Electrical, and especially his man Nev, that's a Kawerau resident. He was really good. Sam Willits, the roofers. Richard Knott, the cabinet makers. Total Flooring, Adrian Walker. Steve Murphy, who did our design, did this fabulous logo for us, and his graphic artist Kyla Saunders. And then Mark Moody, Mark Moody, Trident Engineering, another local firm. He did those fabulous gates out there and some of the other engineering stuff. And lastly, as you can see, these beautiful gardens here. We had the gardening team, from where? From hell, I was going to say. We had the best gardening team. They rattled this out in no time. They were still working here till dark last night, and it was Emily's family come over, and it was basically her brother James and her mother Julie, and also Ken and Marnie, their workers from the farm. So so they were sort of last cab off the rank, and as you can see, they've done a fabulous job. It's all looking really nice. And so that's how it's all gone. So from here, I'll just introduce you to Emily Hermanson. So she's going to talk next. So I'll pass over to you, eh?
Ko Morotiri te maunga, ko Waiapu te awa, ko Ngāti Parau tōku iwi, ko te whanau rua taupare tōku hapu, ko Philip Rawa, ko Julie Okumātua, ko Emily tōku ingoa. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. I ngā manuhiri, nau mai, haere mai ki tēnei hui. And welcome everyone to the opening of the new Kawerau Medical Centre and K-Town Pharmacy. My name is Dr. Emily Hermanson. I'm a GP and one of the owners here at Kawerau Medical Centre, along with my fiancé Lance. We are very honoured to have you all here today, and very humbled to see how many of you have come along to support our project. So we'd just like to extend a warm welcome to you all, despite the weather, and just thank you again for coming along to celebrate this wonderful event for Kawerau. I'd like to say a special welcome to our special guests, the Honourable Minister Tony Ryall and the Honourable Minister Anne Tolley. Thank you very much for coming. To Dr. Lance O'Sullivan and his wife Tracy, we're so honoured and humbled to have you here today, so thank you very much for coming. His Worship the Mayor, thank you Mr. Campbell, and Tūwhare Tōki Kawerau CEO Chris Marjoribanks, and also our boss, the Eastern Bay Primary Health Alliance CEO Michelle Murray. So thank you, Michelle, for coming as well. I'd also like to thank, or to pay a special welcome to Lance's family, to Annie and his family from Taupo, and also to my whānau from Waiho Bay and Tupumaru Bay. Thank you very much for coming so far to be here today and celebrate our special day. And not wanting to name anyone in particular, thank you so much to my papa. Yeah, thank you for coming. Yeah. Firstly, I'd like to thank the Tūwhare Tōki Kawerau CEO Chris Marjoribanks, the Mayor Mr. Malcolm Campbell, and all the fellow councillors, and also to KIA, the Kawerau Enterprise Agency. These organisations have really got right behind us and backed us right from the start. So thank you very much for supporting our development and our project. It's only been, as Lance said, it's only been 6 months since we sowed the seed for this idea, and it's already come to fruition. I'm pretty convinced that this couldn't have happened in any other town, so thank you very much. We've invested in Kawerau because we share in the council's vision that Kawerau has a bright and healthy and prosperous future. This is Kawerau's medical centre. We built it to address the long-standing issues to accessing healthcare in the town. We believe that everyone in Kawerau deserves the very best care when they need it, and so we hope that everyone will join, feel welcome here and join with us on this road to better health. Kawerau Medical Centre aims to provide the highest level of patient care in a culturally safe and welcoming environment. So every effort has been made to make sure our patients and whānau and staff feel welcome in our new medical centre. This is illustrated also by the large mural that we have inside, which you'll see soon, which depicts the history of Kawerau. Kawerau was actually, it means carrier of leaves, and the Ngāti Tūwhare Toa tribe, they used to harvest medicinal rongoa, and this is, there's a large, my cousin my first cousin painted a large mural to depict that, and along with the other artworks that are in the building. Our mission statement is Te heke mai o te hauara, which means the future of healthcare. We've called it that because we really, we've got a young, vibrant team. We've equipped the medical centre with the latest technology, including telehealth, which is a online web-based health program which allows patients to come here and not have to travel outside of the area to link to hospital specialists. And we feel our location next to Tūwharetoki Kawerau will allow us to better integrate with their services, and we also aim to collaborate with existing health providers and the school-based services. Eventually, the Kawerau Medical Centre will expand to employ a total of 4 full-time equivalent GPs. But for now it's just me, but I don't know where those GPs are going to come from. But I'd like to now introduce our new staff members. Can you please make them all feel welcome? So first, our beautiful pharmacist, Katarina Ngamoki. Where are you? A practice manager and my stepdaughter, McNicholas. Our nursing staff, Pam Williams, and Marlene Emily Hall, and Maya O'Connor. And medical administration, my twin sister Marina. Medical receptionist Tracy Kaipara. So, in closing, I just wanted to pay tribute to two of my mentors, who are ironically they're both called Lance. To my fiance Lance McNicholas, it was really his idea, this. I was quite happy just doing what I was doing. So he's driven this whole thing, so thank you Lance for your leadership and special devotion to this project. This is the only new GP medical centre to be built in the Bay of Plenty in the last 5 years, and it's been a steep learning curve for both of us. Fortunately for me, it's Lance who's done the majority of the work and kept all the construction on track. Lance, he hasn't said it yet, but he's actually dedicated this building to his dad. We believe the best way to honour a great person's memory is to do good works in their name. So, Lance, I'm confident that the Kawerau Medical Centre will provide extraordinary care to every patient that walks through these doors. To my other mentor, Dr. Lance O'Sullivan and his wife Tracy, we're so honoured and humbled to have you here today. Dr. Lance O'Sullivan and Tracy have really taken us under their wing and helped us immensely. We went up to Kaitaia a few weekends ago and they showed us all around their practice and exactly what to do, it's just been wonderful having them mentor us. So we're really been overwhelmed by the help and support that they've been giving us. Dr. Lance O'Sullivan, he's really revolutionised the way that GP services and healthcare, primary healthcare is delivered up in Northland. And after our visit with him, we were so inspired that we're aiming to try and replicate what he's done in Kaitaia right here in Kawerau. And we've had a newfound passion more than ever to make a difference here in Kawerau since meeting them both. So to both the Lancers and to the Honourable Minister Tony Ryall and to the Honourable Minister Antoli, and to all our special guests and to everyone here today, thank you so much for coming and helping us celebrate the future of healthcare. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Okay, so Kat's turn now.
Ko rangi paua te maunga, ko haparapara te awa, ko te whānau anu ku te hapu, ko te whānau apanui te iwi. Katarina Ngamoki ahau. Kia ora. I wish to extend a warm welcome to you all on this joyous occasion. My name is Katarina Ngamoki and I'm the proud owner and pharmacist of K-Town Pharmacy. It is a pleasure and privilege to be a part of this project and to be included in the vision that both Emily and Lance have initiated. With this opportunity, I'd like to thank Lance and Emily for approaching me and for giving me the opportunity to not only be a part of their vision, but to be of service to the Kawerau community by using my own knowledge and skills as a pharmacist, as a healthcare provider, and as one who has been grounded by my culture and religious values. It is my dream that K-Town Pharmacy will provide high-quality healthcare services, the kind of which will break down barriers and make it easily accessible to all. And with that, I would like to thank everyone who has supported me in this journey. Ki taku whānau, anei rā ngā mihi maioha, ngā mihi aroha atu ki a koutou, o tō koutou awhina, me tō koutou tautoko i ahau i roto o ngā moemoe ai. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā tātou katoa. He wai.
Tēnei anō te mihi aroha kia koutou, ko tai mai ki te tautoko i tēnei kaupapa whakahirahira ko tāku noiho he waiata tautoko mo taku tohine mo tātou katoa o tēnei kaupapa nui. Kia ora. Papa urunui, te ararau o tangaroa, erere te papa urunui, te ararau o tangaroa, erere te papa urunui. Tahora nui, te manawa. te mauri o Tangaroa. Tangaroa whakamautai, Tangaroa whakamautai, au, au, te ararau o Tangaroa, e rere ki te papa urunui, te ararau o Tangaroa, e rere ki te papa urunui, te ararau o Tangaroa, e rere ki te papa urunui. Tuta pauika, he pūtiri au, te wai o Tangaroa, te wai o Tangaroa. Tūturi a te tahara, he tuhu nai tua, te mau o Tangaroa, te mau o Tangaroa. Tangaroa ka mautai, au, au, te ararau o Tangaroa, e rere ki te papa urunui, te ararau o Tangaroa, e rere ki te papa urunui, te ararau o Tangaroa, e rere ki te papa urunui. He kaitiaki, he taunga, he tipua, he ariki, he tanipa, he tipua, he kaitiaki, he taunga, he tipua. Tangaroa whakamautai, he kaitiaki, he taunga, he tipua, he ariki, he tanipa, he tipua, he kaitiaki, he taunga, he tipua. Tangaroa whakamautai, Tangaroa whakamautai, Tangaroa whakamautai. Te ararau o Tangaroa, e rere ki te papa urunui.
Well, that's going to take a bit of beating. Most people have to pay to listen to Maisey sing, so, but anyway, only in Kawerau. So the next speaker is our boss, actually. She's going to pay the bills from now on. Michelle Murray, CEO, EBPHA.
Ko mā tātua te waka, ko whakatohia te iwi, ko Ngāti Papamoana te hapu, ko mokomoko te whānau. Ko Michelle Murray, tōku ingoa. Kia ora koutou katoa. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm the Chief Executive of the Eastern Bay Primary Health Alliance, and that is a primary health organisation situated in Whakatane. We currently support 10, now 11, general practices and other health providers to deliver healthcare services to the Eastern Bay communities. So I was actually quite honoured to be asked to say a few words today, not only because of the Eastern Bay Primary Health Alliance role in the community, but also because I was born and raised here in Kawerau. And I feel very excited for the Kawerau community to have access to another general practice and pharmacy. So on behalf of the Eastern Bay Primary Health Alliance team, I'd just like to wish Lance and Emily all the best for their general practice. I look forward to the collaborative and approaches and relationships that will be formed between Kawerau Medical Centre and the local community providers. I also look forward to to Kawerau Medical Centre achieving the PHO performance goals and health targets. I just put that in there for you, Minister Ryall. No, but seriously, the Eastern Bay Primary Health Alliance takes its health and wellbeing of its communities very seriously. And I think the addition of a new general practice in the Kawerau community is only going to enhance and support and improve the health and wellbeing of the Kawerau community. So on behalf of the Eastern Bay Primary Health Alliance team, which is down the back there, again, we'd like to wish you all the best, and we look forward to continuing with our positive relationship that we have created for the future. So, nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. So the next speaker is Dr. Lance Sullivan. He's already explained how he's helped us so much. So and he's driven all the way down today. Him and his wife yesterday, actually, just to come to the opening and speak for us. So yeah. Can you sing? Yeah, Maisey there.
Kia ora tātou katoa, tuatahi māke umihia ki tō tātou kaihanga I runga rawa, koe o te timatanga me te whakamutunga o ngā mea katoa. Tuarua huriananga me ki a rātou koe whetirangi tia rātou o tēnei rohi, o tērā rohi, kuitano e te mutu I ngā mate, haere hoki atu koutou. Ei tēnei wai huriananga mihi ki te rohi nei. Ki tō koutou maunga whakahihi, tō koutou maunga o rangatira o pūtawaki. Tūtonu. I ngā wā mua ko tēnei maunga he whakaruru hau mō koutou, mō tō koutou wairua, mō tō koutou Māoritanga. Nō reire I tēnei wā, kua tai mai tātou kia hāpai, kia tautoko tēnei kaupapa he whakaruru hau anō. He whakaruru hau kia tia ki te tinana o koutou tamariki mokopuna kaumātua kuia. Nō reira he maunga nōpia. Nō reire tēnei wai huriananga mihi ki a koutou ngā iwi maha o te kāinga nei. Koutou Ngāti Tūwharetoa a tēnā koutou. Mihi mai ki a mātou, mai ngā koko ngā whāota motu. Mihi mai ki tēnei kaupapa ki ngā rata, ko tē rata, ko te kaupapa hoki. Nō reire ki a koutou Ngāti Tūwharetoa, koutou tūhoi whakatōhea, Ngāti Awa, Te Aroa Waka, a tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou, he haripoa mātou, te tahi o ngā puti o hoki o koutou Te Aroa, ko tai mai mātou te whānau ki te hāpai tēnei kaupapa, tēnei wawata ai o rāua nei, o koutou, o tātou. Nō reire mihi ana ki a koutou katoa te hāpori, te rohi nei o Kawerau, kei te a me ki. Nō reira, ki runga I tērā, tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tātou katoa. Kia ora everyone, and thank you very much for the opportunity, Lance 1, Lance 2, for the invitation and to Emily to come down and talk. I'm going to say acknowledgements to the special guests here today. Obviously, those two have taken this bold step of opening up a general practice in Kawerau, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. To the haukainga, the people, our iwi of this district. Our special guests are Minister Ryall, Minister Tolly, Mayor, and other distinguished guests. I've come here today to support this kaupapa. My wife and I have come here today to support this kaupapa for lots of reasons. They've also come with a few challenges. Mo etahi wero hoki kia mātou, kia rātou, kia koutou ara kia tātou katoa, ne? So we've come here, we're really excited to come down here and be a part of this opening of a general practice. And it's not just another general practice. This is a Māori-owned, Māori-led general practice working in a Māori community, serving the needs of Māori, but I know others. And that's exciting because that doesn't happen every day. Now, I think Emily said there's been one general practice open in the last 5 years in the Eastern Bay of Plenty District, but I'd ask you all to think about the last time there was a Māori general practice opened up in Kawerau, Eastern Bay of Plenty. I would say we'd be scratching our heads to figure out when that was. Now, this is exciting to come along. 2 years ago, we were doing the same thing, and I know it works. And Minister Ryall, I know the first challenge, I guess, is I know that investing in this sort of approach is going to be good for business. It's going to be good for the business of our country, the health of our people. This approach being, you know, embracing the passion of people like Emily and Lance and Tracy and myself to deliver on these important measures which we can put a number to, which is immunisation rates and heart checks and mammograms and smears and stuff, but most importantly, Māori outcomes being better and Māori experiences of the health system being better, because I don't think we measure that enough. We don't measure how was your experience of that health system. We can measure hard and fast numbers. Yeah, we've shared our conversations and actually we've shared the same challenges of getting to this point. And I've got a few challenges for Emily and Lance shortly. But just to say, you know, this is a day to celebrate the opening of such a wonderful facility, but these are just walls and 4 walls and a roof. The delivery of the service is driven by the passion of those that are working in there, and I acknowledge the whole team, they're over there, and also put a challenge to you that it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard job, but you know, today is the bricks and mortar, but soon ko hoki ana ki te whakatauki ko te mā te tangata, mā te iwi whakamahana te whare. And so similarly, it's going to take the people to get into the house here, do the work, and yes, get all of those important measures right. Get all of the measures that we need, because I believe in those, because, you know, having our rates of immunisations for Māori children being better than anyone else, having our rates of smears for women being better than anyone else, because you need to get all those things and get them done so that you can go on and do the special character work that you need to do. So, kia kaha, this is only the beginning. You've had 6 months in gestation, and now ko puta mai te pepe. Then I hear that whilst that is a painful period, it is probably only the beginning of 18 years of torment and joy, I hear. Just to Emily and Lance, well done for stepping up and taking this challenge of opening up something different, for being bold and courageous to say, hey, when no one else has been opening up a practice in Kawerau, we're going to come along and do it. This brings me to the point why we're here. We are here because we believe in this passion, this kaupapa of supporting Māori clinicians and Māori businesses to get out and contribute to Māori prosperity and Māori wellness. So we have our own agenda. We're here because we believe in this, and we were inspired, Emily and Lance, actually, it wasn't the other way around. We were inspired to have people like you embarking on this, because it's not easy, it's hard. Actually, rather than being easy as you would like, there are huge challenges in front of you just to get to this point. And there will be huge challenges going forward. What we're here to do is to say, we can help you so you don't make those same mistakes that we've made. And we're really willing to do that. Why? Because the community of Kawerau is exactly like the community of Kaitaia, which is exactly like the community of Murupara, which is exactly like the community of Tāmaki ki te Tonga, and all of these other communities where our people live and work and play. And we're keen on seeing change happening across the country, and if we can offer a little bit of support with this here, this is awesome. So we're here today. We've got some of our staff coming down next week, I think. One of our staff members, who we think's our golden goose, she lays all our golden eggs, and so she's coming down to Kawerau to help support Emily and the team, to share where are the progresses we've made. And just to give you a snapshot of what that looks, we opened up 18 months ago, and Minister, we're in the top 5 of the 20-odd practices in the PHO in terms of all of those important health targets. Second in diabetic annual reviews. But importantly, we set up a clinic that meets the need of our people, knowing, having worked in the health system for a while, that a traditional Westminster style of general practice doesn't work. You can't expect our patients that don't have money on a cell phone, credit on a cell phone, to ring up and sit for 90 seconds on a phone to a receptionist on hold to book an appointment for 36 hours time when they're sick today. So we said, look, let's get rid of this traditional style of general practice and look at a model that increases access. So the balance is increasing access but retaining that quality, and Emily, that's what we talked about. We can't forgo one for the other because those are important concepts. But your people will thank you for it if they can access you, and we're really keen to support that. We know that we've got our Lana, our practice manager, who 2 years ago didn't know anything about general practice or what are they called, submitting claims and all these things that we get paid for actually. And we've talked to her already, and she's really keen to come down and help support you. We've got other support we want to offer. Okay, so we're here today, but it's only the beginning of our support because you inspire us, so kia ora for that. And look, finally, whānau, I know how cold it is sitting there because when we opened up, it wasn't this cold, and also when we opened up, we got a bit ripped off. We didn't have Maisey. Okay. But you know, I guess ko tēnei te wero whakamutunga kia koutou te whānau o te kāinga nei. Ai, kua tae mai koutou ki te tautoko tēnei kaupapa, pai tērā. Ahakoa i ngā rā, he hate tō koutou tautoko i ngā rā, i ngā wiki, i ngā marama, ngā tau ka heke mai. Mo tēnei kaupapa, well, enroll. Go and tell your whānau, you know, maybe you don't live here, or maybe you have a doctor elsewhere in the region or in the whatever, but there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's the Kumura Vine, the Aka Māori. This is what's going to make this successful or not, is the cold hard facts. You need enrolments. So if there's one message you take away from today, I'm inspired by what's happening here today. We're all inspired by what's happening here today, but they need enrolments so that they can get working. And I said to Emily yesterday, you only need a couple of things to open up on Tuesday. You need a stethoscope, and you need a pen, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. And you need a bucket load of passion. Now, we can get most of those things really easily, and they brought the rest here today. Which is the passion. Ta tātou aroha ki tō ta tātou iwi. Nō reira, you know, I'm not going to drag on because it is a cold day, but kaupapa mahana, kaupapa mihoro tēnei. E hoki ana ngā mihi kia koutou te hau kāinga, koutou me ngā iwi kaha maha o te rohe nei. E mihi ana kia koutou, ko te mihi nui kia kōrua, kia kaha, kia maia, kia manawa nui i ngā rā, i ngā tau ka heke mai. Nō reira, huri noa te marae a tēnei, a tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tā te katoa.
Thank you very much, Lance too. So I think I'll ask one today. But anyway, the next speaker, actually, I'll just tell you a little story, it won't take long. I actually used to live here in Kawerau. I moved here from Taupo in about the mid-80s. When I was working for Tasman Forestry, so I moved over here, lived in the flats on Onslow Street, single man's flats, and we had a bit of a good mate of mine, Paddy O'Brien, also in forestry. We were messing around with jet boats, and anyway, our jet boat wasn't very good, so he said, I know this bloke that knows a lot about jet boats, and so that's when I met Malcolm Campbell. He wasn't there then, obviously, but he helped us fix our jet boat, and so I'd like to introduce Malcolm. He's, I understand, Malcolm, you've been the mayor for 13 years. Yes.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very special welcome to our old town boy, Mr. Ryall. Welcome home. I know you hate it when I say that to you, Tony, but I love saying it. And also a special welcome to Minister Tully, who is probably going to be our next MP, seeing as though we've been changed into the East Cape. A very special welcome to all our invited guests, and particularly Lance too, and your whānau. It's wonderful to have you down here. Believe me, we do have hot days here in Kawerau, but it's certainly not as tropical as where you come from, Lance. So also welcome to Lance One's whānau and Emily's whānau for coming along and on such a special day. Can I just say that because Lance knows me and Michelle knows me, there's been no special favours here to get this up and going. This has taken guts and determination from Lance and Emily, I have to say. One or two hot phone calls every now and again if things weren't quite going right and got a little bit off track, but it's, you know, too many things I hear around the country, and I know that Tony is okay with what I'm saying here. Too many stopgaps put in front of young people like Lance and Emily that make it difficult to get up and get into business and make things happen, and that's got to stop. It's got to stop right across our country, because it's just an absolute nonsense when for instance, Kawerau, we actually had 3 practices here not too long ago, and I was part of a team that tried desperately to keep our second doctor here with the Bissetts, and basically he had just burned out, to be honest. And after he had left, we had Mountain View, which is a pretty important establishment here in Kawerau. The services were just not there, and when you've got a whole lot of old people in homes in the home down here, they don't wait around for Monday morning to get sick. People get sick all the time, and they just weren't getting the service. I know that Tupari Tawa have had issues, and then Lance and Emily come along, and amazingly enough, when that happened, you don't have to wait for a doctor now. This has been happening for the last month or so, but you know, that's a nonsense when you have to wait for an opposition to come into your town to actually spark things off again. It's just ridiculous. So, you know, I'm excited about this venture. I personally am not registered with this centre, and I'm a little bit afraid that my doctor may see me here, because to go to him with any particular thing, especially any man problems, he's got big hands, I can tell you. So he can be a pretty robust sort of a guy. But the reality of it is, look, I have to say that my management team have actually said, Lance, you've been a great guy to do business with, and we look forward to keeping that relationship open. And Emily, once again, welcome. And you know, when you hear people like Lance too get up and say what he has said, isn't it great now that doctors are just not there particularly to get their hand in your pocket, like you do see some practices around. If you haven't got a fat banking account, you are a second-rate citizen in this country, and that really does not turn me on too well, because where the days gone when the Peter Lippers and the Errol Spencers have all gone, when they used to deliver babies and do all the other things and do house calls too, amazingly enough. So I'm not saying you have to do that, but hey, I'm just saying it is quite humbling to hear young people talk like this again, and you know, God bless the healthcare in New Zealand. Can I just say one thing too? And this is, I'm putting a bit of a plug in here, and Tony, you will owe me dearly for this, but for our hospital in Whakatane, you know, the late Colin Hammond, it was a real worry that we were going to lose our hospital in Whakatane, and he was a battler, and I know a friend of Tony, and I bet there was a lot of phone calls that went on during the late hours when we thought we were going to lose our facility in Whakatane. Just a couple of months ago, I just happened to go along to the doctor, because I am a diabetic, and it was just a silly little thing, and I just asked for a blood pressure test. God almighty, I ended up in A&E. And you know what, I have to say, and I know what everybody's going to think here, oh yeah, he's bloody mayor, he got a free ticket. It wasn't like that at all, because the lady that admitted me into the hospital, and she said, you know, they thought I'd had a heart attack. And I went, of course I haven't had a heart attack. I've just got a dizzy head, and, you know, and I hadn't been drinking. But the amazing thing is that the lady that admitted me overnight and have all the necessaries done, and they had me on the treadmill, and I came out of there, and I had a great warrant of fitness. But I happened to be on the Pakeke track, and I ran into her mountain biking. And she said to me, she'd been up with the Crowleys staying, and she said, oh, she'd ran into the local butcher in Kawerau, and had him in hospital. And they said, that's not the local butcher, that's the local mayor. And she said to me, you didn't tell me you were the mayor. And I said, you didn't bloody ask. But the reality of it is, the service in Whakatane, Tony, is great, and we just need to keep it that way. So thank you very much for that. And I have to say that I'm a little bit sad that you're going to retire, because it is good to have a local boy every now and again if we need to put the hand up for our local community. However, I do have the utmost trust in our other ministers and that too. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for supporting these two young people in their venture. All the very best, Lance. Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much, Malcolm. So we're going to close pretty soon because it's getting too cold. So the next speaker will be Tony, and we will cut the ribbon and whatever. But just before that, like Emily alluded to, that dedicated the building to my father. He died last March. So he was a carpenter, a builder in Taupo, and he had a lot to do with building the CBD in both Taupo and Turangi, and hanging around with him, mostly cleaning up actually around building sites. I certainly learned how to run things, and I'm sure if he was still alive today, he'd be very proud of what we've done here with this building, and I think he would have been extremely wrapped with the team that we put together and built it. So, yeah, so without any further ado, Tony, if I can ask you to come up, and we'll finish up after this.
Thank you very much. Kia ora koutou. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today on what must be the coldest day that we have ever had in Kawerau. As I came up from Wellington this morning, I said to my wife, look, it was 23 degrees there yesterday, Lance, too. So we wouldn't have any problems, but this has just been exceptional. Can I start off by acknowledging Dr. Emily Hermanson and Lance? Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. Can I acknowledge my parliamentary colleague Anne Tolley? Anne works just tirelessly for the Eastern Bay of Plenty, and I couldn't think of anybody better to follow as a Member of Parliament for Kawerau than Anne. She does a fantastic job. Apologies from our other colleagues, Todd McClay and Te Ororoa. Te Ororoa's become a grandfather, so of course he's far more interested in the moko today than anybody else, and Todd McClay isn't a grandfather yet, but no doubt will want to be. Can I acknowledge His Worship the Mayor, Malcolm Campbell? Gosh, wasn't that fantastic to see how quickly that resource consent came through? I'm building a new hospital in Christchurch, and we're going to put the application through you. If we can get it done that quick, would be fantastic. Chris from Tūwharetoa Kawerau, wonderful to have you here. Also to acknowledge Katarina from K-Town Pharmacy, and Dr. Lance O'Sullivan and his wife from Kaitaia. Fantastic to have you here, and wonderful to be sitting with the New Zealander of the Year. Would everyone like to get up to do star jumps just to warm themselves up or something like that? Maybe not. I'll be very quick. You know, nothing is more important to New Zealanders than their health, and knowing that they can have the peace of mind that there are healthcare professionals there for them to rely on when they need it most. And you know, health in New Zealand, whānau is the centre, but primary care, doctors, nurses, healthcare assistants, pharmacists in the community are all there to support us as we take responsibility for our health and to try and lead better lives. And I think it's fantastic as I see your logo here, the heart of healthcare right here in the middle of Kawerau. It's a wonderful vision to be able to provide that quality of service for everybody. I'm also highly impressed that you are following a far more modern, a more futuristic way of providing healthcare to people, with both, you know, not only the doctors delivering the healthcare, but very smart practice nurses, very clever healthcare assistants, and also very smart pharmacists. Everybody has a role to play in providing care for our families and for our individuals. Also excellent to acknowledge the wonderful work that people in Kawerau are doing about immunising our children. We've made huge progress in New Zealand in immunising our young kids. In fact, in half of our district health boards in New Zealand today, the Māori immunisation rate is higher than the Pākehā immunisation rate. So that just tells you the big changes that we're making in our communities. Also, we've got so much that we could do as individuals to take responsibility for our health care. And the way that we deal with tobacco is another way that we need to reflect on that. I don't know if there's anyone here who smokes. We've got a big program that we're running across the country called ABC in Smoking. It's what happens when everyone goes to their GP now. They're A, asked if they're a smoker. If they are, we give them B, a brief conversation, and we offer them C, cessation medicine, ABC. And people are coming from around the world to hear about what we're doing here. And I went overseas to the World Health Assembly in Geneva, my only overseas trip as Minister of Health in my first term. And I was out there talking to them about this ABC that we're doing to prevent smoking in New Zealand. We've got it down to 15%. It's just fantastic, really, beating the Australians. And I'm talking about this ABC, and everyone from Africa started talking to themselves. And I don't know how many of you ever do public speaking, but you really know you've lost your audience when they all start talking to each other and mumbling to each other. So I gave my talk about this ABC and smoking, and then I got to sit down next to this lady from Jamaica, and I said, oh, you know, what's happening? An international incident. Everyone from Africa was talking amongst themselves. And she said, that's because in Africa, they have ABC for HIV/AIDS. A for abstinence, B for be faithful, and C, if you can't, use a condom. And they couldn't work out how that stopped smoking. So when you're enrolling here at the Kawerau Medical Centre, you'll get an ABC, but you'll know what it's about. Can I also acknowledge this fantastic innovation of telehealth that you're going to be providing here. And I can see Mr. Ernie Newman, who's one of our head honchos in all of this stuff, is here with us here today. This is changing healthcare everywhere. And they've got it in Oporiki. This means people can connect directly with hospital specialists in Whakatane and Tauranga without this burden of having to travel everywhere. And that's what's going to change so much of healthcare, is this use of technology. And in the next couple of years, you'll be able to sit at your home in Kawerau and log on through the internet and communicate with your GP and nurse, look at your medical record, take a lot more control of your healthcare, which is really where we all want to be. Can I thank you, Malcolm, for your nice comments about the Whakatane Hospital. Anne and I are going to open that in a couple of Thursdays. $65 million, huge investment, but actually there's no point in having a great hospital if you haven't got great doctors and nurses working in the community, and that's what we're here to celebrate today. So thanks very much for the opportunity to be here and to just acknowledge the fantastic investment that's being made here. You know, it takes a lot of guts to invest a lot of money in a business like this, and I just take my hat off to Emily and Lance and the family for making this decision really fantastic for Kawerau. Just a great place to be. Thanks very much.
Marina, who's got the scissors? Huh? Oh, okay. It's on the inside. we can come up and anyone who wants to come up and join us. We cut the ribbon and then you can walk in.
Should have a scalpel.
Huh?
Should have a scalpel.
Yeah, that would be-
grandmother here?
Go this side.
You hold that. When I come up here,
Yeah.
hands joining us too.
Okay.
Oops. Oh, we just want to get it. Okay, great. Here we
Got
go.
it now?
Yes, fantastic. Wonderful. Congratulations. I will now declare officially open the new Kawerau Medical Centre. Kia ora, fantastic. That's great. Wonderful. Pretty cool. I'll give you some of this, a nice memento. Fantastic.
Catch up with you at lunch. We've got a couple of things to do.
We're coming up next week.
But congratulations. It's good.
Sorry.
No, she's fine.
Yeah, right.
Yes, so what are you doing with yourself now?
I'm still doing all the thing.
Oh, you're looking good. It's got a little checklist in it.
Oh, no.
I am peeing more often.
Give me my cameraman. Oh, goodness.
You probably,
me, no.
you're not 50 yet.
No.
Oh, thank God you saw that.